after that, after all the celebration, a little bit of that, the commissioners came back to announce Laisamis. Remember some
what was the issue with Laisamis, really?
The agents, the party, political parties present, their representatives, and also the agents were saying that Laisamis had not been announced. And you know, there had been a lot of confusion. I mean, you're dealing with 290 constituencies. That's quite a number to also keep track of, unless you have this whole list you're ticking against. So they kept shouting them down. No, we don't have results for Laisamis, this and that. So the IBC commissioners, I guess, agreed with them. So they went back and came and announced the results. So again, a little bit tense because they were not sure whether it will also tilt the scales one more time. So again, some really nervous moments, everybody quiet. Then as soon as, because first they read out Raila's results, then Uhuru's, and then again, you know, all these celebration shouts, and yeah, quite exciting.
How was the reception on the other camp, the quad camp that now have come number 2 according to the tally that has come
according to the tally, yes. You could see them just gathering together. Of course, we've been hearing the pronouncements they've been making in the past couple of days. So this definitely is not ending here. It's not the last we've heard from quad in terms of, I think, the results. What you were getting from them is that they are in contention of a lot of these numbers we were getting, because one of the things they'd raised earlier was that the total number of, or rather the registered voters sometimes would be less than the number of votes that are being announced, being cast. So several issues they've raised, of course. So this is not the end of it. This is definitely going to play out in the next couple of days. Well, of course, very disappointing for them.
An update, please, for our viewers. If you are just joining us now this morning, on Saturday, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has just broken the 50% plus 1 vote threshold required by the Constitution for one to be declared president in round 1 of a presidential election. But of course, that is not a final word from KTN. That is not a final word from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, the only body mandated by the Constitution to announce the winner of a presidential election. But as the tally stands now, 291 out of 291 constituencies. Remember, the diaspora is also being counted as a constituency. Out of the 291 total constituencies, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has just broken the mark, 50.03%. 50.03% of the total votes cast in this election. Of course, the Quad Alliance keeping quiet so far because we expect them at least to put up some fight during the validation process. Right now, I would like to leave you with this profile of the man who is poised to be Kenya's 4th president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was born on 26th October 1961 and is currently serving as the country's Deputy Prime Minister since 2008. He is the immediate former Member of Parliament of Gatundu South constituency on a KANU ticket. The son of Kenya's founding President Jomo Kenyatta, Uhuru attended St. Mary's School in Nairobi, then Amherst College in the United States, where he studied political science.
Nataja moja kwanza, alafu watafanya na wengine. Na huyu mzee Uhuru Kenyatta.
Nominated to Parliament in 2001, he became Minister for Local Government under President Daniel Moi, and despite his political inexperience, was favored by Moi as his successor. Kenyatta ran as KANU's candidate in the December 2002 general election, but lost to opposition candidate Mwai Kibaki by a large margin. He subsequently became leader of the opposition in Parliament. In 2005 constitutional referendum polls, Uhuru opposed the proposed constitution by aligning himself with Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka, and successfully pushed the country to oppose the draft constitution that was then supported by President Kibaki.
We were mandated.
2 years later, during the 2007 general election, Uhuru decamped from the Orange team and backed the re-election of President Kibaki for a second term, and although he remained in KANU, Uhuru vigorously campaigned for Kibaki.
KANU's position from the onset was always that we were ready to work with other political parties on the basis of mutual respect and understanding on issues. KANU recognizes the fact that no one single political entity can carry this country.
The outcome of the 2007 election was the beginning of an interesting time in the political life of Uhuru Kenyatta. First, he was appointed by President Kibaki to the cabinet even before the country had stabilized from the post-election crisis. He was then a key member of the Kibaki administration after the negotiation with Raila Odinga's ODM and was appointed Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Trade. Subsequently, Kenyatta was Minister of Finance from 2009 to 2012, while remaining Deputy Prime Minister. The events that followed the disputed 2007 election is what redefined the political life of Uhuru. Investigations implicated Uhuru as one of the perpetrators of the violence that left 1,500 persons dead. According to the Waki report, Uhuru Kenyatta was a key organ in the reprisal attacks in Nakuru and Naivasha.
There are reasonable grounds to believe that Mr. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is criminally responsible as indirect co-perpetrator under Article 25(3)(a) of the statute.
He was indicted at the International Criminal Court alongside 6 other Kenyans, 2 of whom their cases were dismissed. Although many assumed that Uhuru would drop his presidential bid and concentrate on his defense on crimes against humanity, Uhuru continued with his presidential bid and in fact teamed up with fellow indictee William Ruto for a joint stab at the presidency. He left KANU and formed his own party, the National Alliance TNA, in which, together with William Ruto's URP, formed the Jubilee Coalition to compete with Raila Odinga's Squad Coalition.
Tarehe 4 na wahakikishia ya kwamba Jubilee tayari itakuwa imechukua sawa sawa, na tunataka sisi zote tuwe pamoja. Tunakubaliana?
Uhuru mobilized many resources, saved from his personal wealth, to put up unrivaled campaign machinery that traversed the whole country, drumming up support for his presidency. Uhuru has severally indicated that if he won the presidency, his priority would be to transform the country to become an ICT hub and ensure that children are introduced to information technology from the onset of the primary education.
Hatuna vita na mtu, sisi hatuna ukabila, sisi tunajua ya kwamba Kenya hii inatuhitaji sisi zote. Na ile kitu muhimu ni tuungane kama Wakenya na tuhakikishe ya kwamba tumeoa shida ambazo zinakumba wananchi wa kawaida.
He has also indicated that his presidency will fight tribalism. Uhuru is not new to State House, as he was born there when his father was still Kenya's first president. Aaron Ocheng, KTN.